Jury deadlocked in Karen Reed murder trial. Judge pushes once more for verdict. Reed was accused of murdering boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, in January 2022. A Massachusetts jury remains deadlocked in the murder trial of Karen Reed, who is accused of killing her Boston police officer boyfriend, so the judge made a final push for the jurors to reach a verdict. The jurors sent another note to the judge saying they are deeply divided because of deeply held convictions and a consensus is unattainable after more than 22.5 hours of deliberation. Judge Beverly Cannoni moved to a Tui Rodriguez charge, which is a last resort that urges jurors to examine their views one more time before declaring a hung jury. Reed is accused of purposely backing into John O'Keefe with her SUV during a booze-infused fight in January 2022 and letting him die on the front lawn of a Canton, Massachusetts, home during a nor'easter. O'Keefe's body was found in several inches of snow outside the home of Boston police officer Brian Albert. She pleaded not guilty to charges of second-degree murder, motor vehicle manslaughter while driving under the influence and leaving the scene of a collision causing injury and death. Reed claimed she was framed in an elaborate cover-up to protect the Alberts, an influential family with deep law enforcement ties. Jurors heard 74 witnesses and examined over 700 pieces of evidence. The jury has sent multiple notes to the judge, saying they have been deadlocked since late last week. The murder or conspiracy trial, fit for a TV drama, became even more salacious when the Boston suburb spiraled into split allegiances. The verdict was the culmination of 2 years of clashes between Reed supporters and critics, with protesters voicing their opinions, #FreeKaren billboards cropping up, and family and friends of both sides of the case being lambasted and heckled. One of O'Keefe's friends told Fox News Digital that Reed supporters shouted profanities and heckled them as they entered the courtroom for the first day of the trial. Aidan Turtleboy Kearney, a controversial blogger who was frequently seen with a bullhorn backing Reed and writing about the case, was assaulted outside a Canton bar over the weekend. Jillian Daniels and James Ferris, 2 Canton residents, were charged with assault, police confirmed to NBC 10 Boston. Shortly before the trial started, Kearney was arrested after he allegedly was showing up at sporting events of witnesses' children and made scenes, harassed and photographed witnesses at their homes and jobs and instructed followers of his blog to do the same. He pleaded not guilty to all charges, including witness intimidation. That case is ongoing. Another salacious piece of the trial involved the texts of Massachusetts State Trooper Michael Proctor, an investigator on the case whose vulgar, sexist texts were revealed during testimony. The jurors noticeably shook their heads as he read the texts while on the stand during a brutal cross-examination. In the personal texts, he called Red a whack job, a babe with no A and a C, wished she would kill herself, and joked about looking for nude images on her phone, among other things. The embattled state trooper admitted his messages were unprofessional and regrettable, as he was being pummeled by the defense's cross-examination. But he stood by the integrity of the investigation. The Norfolk District Attorney's Office declined to comment on Reed's trial or potential aftermath, and the Massachusetts State Police did not respond to Fox News Digital's requests for comment about potential repercussions of Proctor's actions. Experts, like Shira Diner, an instructor at Boston University School of Law and the president of the Massachusetts Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, said this will have far-reaching consequences. Proctor works in the Norfolk District Attorney's Office. He was the main investigator in Reed's case and the designated case officer in other cases. That includes high-profile murder cases like Brian Walsh, who allegedly killed his wife last year. In some ways, this is completely uncharted, Diner said after Proctor's testimony, because of how detailed the texts are and how many eyes were on this particular trial. If this was a trial where no one was paying attention, the cross-examination of Proctor would have come and gone, and maybe a few defense lawyers would have been paying attention, but that's pretty much it. But now, there's no way to undo this. Feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you for following. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with hot news every day.